Okay, so one of the thing that other thing that I know about you
Yeah.
is, which I found quite interesting because I like Doctor Who as well,
Oh, do
and you're a
you?
massive Doctor Who fan. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm quite as big a fan as you are, but I have been known to watch Doctor Who. I haven't watched sort of the earlier sort of versions of Doctor Who
Yeah.
and the earlier series, but one of my friends who, my very best friend who introduced me to Doctor Who, because although I really like science fiction and mostly I used to watch things like Star Trek and
Yeah.
that sort of thing mostly. So Doctor Who is sort of new to me, and it's interesting that we've had such a massive buzz around the fact that we've now got our first female Doctor
Yeah,
in the
this is
upcoming series.
amazing.
Yeah. And I just wanted to find out what you thought about that, because I've heard so many, I've seen so many comments in social media and watched so many videos about it. And people have said different things. Some people have said, this is not what Doctor Who's about. He should be male. And
I think there were so many fanboys that it's funny, isn't it? People don't like change generally,
No.
I think, and I think there were so many fanboys where it's like, yeah. I find it quite bizarre actually, because Doctor Who is all about fantasy. You said it's science fiction, isn't it? So, and yeah, so it's created such a backlash actually, and I find that really sad.
Yeah.
I really find it sad because actually Doctor Who's all about something new. The whole purpose of having regeneration is to be able to kind of reboot it every so often when the actor changes. And isn't that amazing that we're going to have a female Doctor?
Well, I think
because
so,
because that means it's going to be exciting and different, and it'll give me another reason to kind of watch it, because it'll be really exciting to see a female Doctor. And will she have a male companion, female companion, both? I don't know.
Well, this is the
really
whole thing.
exciting.
The thing I've always thought about Doctor Who's sexuality is that isn't he supposed to be sort of just like fluid? Isn't he supposed to be?
But I think that's Captain Jack, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Captain Jack is that's true. He's been, but they've never really played on Doctor Who's. Certainly not in the newer series. They've never really played on his. On his sexuality at all. They've never really addressed it. I think when you got down to where Matt Smith was the Doctor, they sort of played with it a little bit, but in a very subdued way, I think anyway. Yeah. And it was very subtle, but they did kind of make little references to him, checking out a female or checking out a male, but never really taking it any further. So it would be interesting to see if they went there with this new character, but it definitely opens up a whole new.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you and I both know that gender and sexuality are two different things,
yes,
and they're often confused, and they do have linkages together, but they are two different things, as we should realise from our own LGBT plus communities, I would describe them as. Yeah, they're different things, and it will be interesting though. But I'm really excited to see where they take it with new showrunner, new Doctor. It'll be really interesting.
Yeah.
So
I actually stopped watching the last series because I kind of fell out of it, just because that's how I am with a lot of programs. But this in particular, I didn't particularly like the storylines, the stories that were coming out of it, and so I'm not a true fan. So I kind of I feel like I have to say that I can't really call myself a sort of proper Doctor Who fan. But hey,
I've grown out of a little bit of my geekiness around Doctor Who, and I was never a fan kind of back in the day. So I've got friends who are real kind of diehard Doctor Who fans and have been fans for years, and then obviously when it went on hiatus for about 15-20 years or so, because it was early 90s, wasn't it? And then there was a TV movie, and then that wasn't really picked up, and so it kind of died a death again for about another 10 years. So yeah, it was about 15-20 years before it kind of really came back in full, and it came back with one of my favourite writers. I love Russell T Davies.
Russell T. Davies is brilliant.
Yeah, so I mean, but I now go back and I watch Queer as Folk, which was just such a you know, an amazing moment to watch that series on TV when I was at university, and I see all of the references to Doctor Who that he put into that as well, which is amazing. Yeah. I think if you watch the last episode of the second series, Vince and Stuart go off in the little jeep, and then there's like a Doctor Who kind of sequence, and they end up in the desert and stuff. Yeah. It's worth going back and watching it. There's lots and lots of Doctor Who kind of references in there.
It's brilliant. I mean, I absolutely loved Queer as Folk, and I remember when I first discovered it and, you know, sort of started watching this, it was just like, really? This is brilliant, you know, because I don't think
it was so groundbreaking.
Yeah,
it was.
Groundbreaking. I don't think there was never a television program that sort of really talked about sexuality, well, gay sexuality, and gay relationships, and in a positive way anyway.
Yeah.
And so I find it, you know, I was just blown away by it watching it. So
me too.
Brilliant.